Chapter 2. Foretold by Prophecy.
Here we are in Chapter 2, Foretold by Gyromancy.
That did pop into my head as well, admittedly.
Oh good, it wasn't just me. Yeah, it's like the anime section is so good. And I'd quite happily watch an anime of this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if like Persona, it's like there's anime sections because an anime actually exists. I don't know if that's the case for this.
And yeah, I mean, that had all of your favourite Final Fantasy characters and Tidus as well. But let's approach this bridge.
Hey sis, is that a town over there at the end of the bridge?
Yeah, and I don't know why, but something about it takes me back. So, you think we're supposed to get on?
Absolutely! All aboard!
Whoa, dude! Oh, hey sis, let's park it here.
Sure.
Hi. They're so tiny.
Whoa, pluck my needles. I don't know how long it's been since we've had new passengers.
Huh?
Right, tickets, please.
A mirage?
What? It talks?
Oh, I indeedly needly am a mirage. But I'm also the train conductor, so... tickets, please.
The conductor? All right. If Tama can talk, then why not?
But the train tickets that we need...
Are right here.
Right the hell?
Wow, semi-lifetime passes, eh? Haven't feasted my eyes on one of these in a swell spell. Right then, pleasant journey.
Where did those tickets come from?
In a chromate, sure. I was provided with everything we could ever need. Yep.
Okay then.
So why a semi-lifetime pass? And not a lifetime one?
Not a bad question, yeah. Semi-lifetime.
Wow, this place rules.
Yeah, it's like something right out of a fantasy.
Hey, Tama, why don't you hitch a ride?
Roger the Dodger!
Pardon.
Huh?
If I may ask, would you be kind enough to tell me what country you hail from?
Oh, us? We're,
Mirages from the Hamushin army! Bahamu? What's A Bahamut?
Well, the Bahamutian Federation has a whole army of mirages in their employ.
Huh? Someone's made a whole army out of them?
Sounds just fine by me. Line them up nice and neat for us, so we can round them up.
Huh? Hey, wait up! Lon!
Smash cut to fighting, now that we've arrived in Cornelia.
I suppose if my head was that size, I might carry things on it as well.
Oh, yeah.
You make it sound like they're made of beef.
Ah,
Yeah, Lon, don't you know what's at stake?
oh, the puns.
The puns are delicious. Right, so we're
New
up against
enemies.
these new enemies.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to Libra.
So there's Goblin Guard and just a regular Goblin.
Let's do regular Goblin first.
Question mark, question mark, question mark to create a prismatunity.
I just remembered we can look at all of them with one Libra. You don't have to worry about which one's which. Oh, no.
Yeah,
You do have to do them, but you can
have to do
scroll
them
through them.
individually.
Right. Okay. Okay, so they don't seem like that much of a threat. That was skipping forward a little. That's Libra, a Goblin Guard. Another one which is question mark to create a prismatunity. But you need a Goblin Prism, which is the same prism as the other one, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you could try defending instead of attacking, but
Okay, I'll give it a go. Although you kind of think that because it doesn't tell you how to do it, that it's either something super secret or maybe it's super obvious, like you reduce the hit points.
I think if I don't know, should I say things I might know because of playing it before?
Nah.
No, okay. Goblin Punch. Yatta.
That still wasn't that threatening. Good sounds.
Gotcha! Imprison!
Oof, he resisted.
Imprisoning failed. Loading screen.
Whoa! What the? What just happened? Why wasn't I able to imprison that mirage?
Didn't you see the light that's surrounding it? That means it's the beholden to another keeper.
The what? B.O.? Smell?
No! What I mean is, the mirage already has another the master. So until you give their boss the old heave the hoe, you won't be able to claim it for yourself.
No goblins for us.
Unimprisonable. Some mirages already belong to another master. If you look carefully, you can see the chains holding their souls captive. Unfortunately, these mirages cannot be imprisoned, no matter how hard you try.
Defeating a mirage's master will break its chains, allowing you to imprison it. The problem, of course, is finding the master.
Oh, fire whoever wrote that little hook in.
Lon, ixnay on the fourth wall stuff.
Giants.
Oh, whoops.
Are they Bahamutian?
Are they allowed to just say that?
They drove the mirages off for us.
It's just like the prophecy, word for word.
But which one?
Well, we know how it ends.
Please, may I speak with you?
Oh, sure.
two of you. You've traveled here from another world.
Oh, well, I wouldn't. I mean.
Actually, I think you're pretty much spot on. And we're Mirage Keepers too.
Mon, don't tell her.
Why not? Face it, we're too awesome to try and hide it. I'm like exuding all over.
Mon, you don't even know what exude means.
There is someone who would like to have a word with you. Could you possibly stop by Castle Cornelia?
So let's find this Casa Cornelius place. Doesn't Casa mean up? It's gotta be higher up.
Well, you've got the direction correct. Even if the rest of that was completely off the base.
Oh,
It
Lan.
must be important if she's inviting us to the castle.
I don't know what castle means either.
House.
Okay.
We can go up, or we can look around. But also, I don't know how much you want me to point things out. There's a chest on top of that house there, yeah?
Yeah.
Gold giant. Yeah. Now the game truly begins.
Occult Fan Issue 1?
Yeah, it's a little magazine or a book. You can look at it in your menu.
Oh, there's the semi-lifetime pass as well. A ticket for the Cactuar Express, valid for one semi-lifetime. Reporting close encounters from far and wide.
To kick off this issue, we'll be tackling the mysterious light bubble sightings in Fireglow Forest. A cult fan decided to set foot into the shady glades ourselves to determine whether or not this rumour needed its bubble burst. As we clambered through the dense wood, we noticed our surroundings getting darker and darker. Before long, we were completely, hopelessly lost. But just when it seemed like every path was a dead end and home a distant prospect, we saw them out of nowhere.
A number of luminous bubbles drifted through the air like a constellation. The stories were true. We paused a moment to take in this otherworldly scene, but then my travelling companion, Wedge, pointed out something even more remarkable. Chief, is it just me? Or are those lights trying to lead us somewhere?
Doggone it, he was right. The bubbles seemed to be flowing in a single direction. Realizing we had stumbled onto something quite significant, we decided to press further into the forest to confront whatever new mysteries lay ahead. Reporting by Biggs. That's our Biggs and Wedge there.
And we're not Final Fantasy super fans. We've played a few of them.
I like them generally, yeah.
We know the whole Biggs and Wedge are in every game. Is it from Star Wars or something?
I forget. But yes, we can explore the little towns, find lots of hidden things, talk to everyone, admire the things they keep on their heads, and the castle is up the stairs whenever we fancy.
Giants really can make themselves big or small whenever they want. If I became a giant, could I make myself big or small too?
It does just say this.
She doesn't go like, "Ooh, you made yourself small, well done."
I'm assuming we can talk to these guys on the way out, although you do have a fish on your head.
If we cooperated with other powerful countries, those Federation goons probably wouldn't attack us anymore. Come to think of it, our neighbors in Saronia also stand against the Federation. And again, if we join forces with another country, we'd just become even more obvious targets. Makes it tough for the princess to reach out. I wonder if there aren't any powerful countries or organizations out there that we could ask for help.
How fishy that guy is. Yes, thank you for the pun. Is that all you have?
It's all that's going on in his head.
Fair enough.
Just manic laughter.
Well, now, quit racing about before you trip and break your neck.
What is this? Old journalist notes 1. That's still not the menu.
Yeah, it takes a while to remember that it's triangle.
Key items. Old journalist notes 1. The Wild Rose Rebel. There are reports of a man who is leading a personal resistance movement against the surging Bahamutian army. He calls himself the Wild Rose Rebel and is known for his silver hair and colourful bandana. Unbelievable rumours of him ambushing key Bahamutian figures and destroying Bahamutian ships abound. A Bahamutian scoop like this, Wild Rose Rebel, is hard for a journalist to Bahamutian ignore. I have decided to head to Saronia, where he is rumoured to be headed.
There we go. And yes, that's where we came in on the train, but that's the castle to the left, I believe.
What's up, guys? Nice armor.
Leave them alone, please.
Thank you for coming. Welcome to the Kingdom of Cornelia. I am Princess Sarah.
I thought she was passerby.
Tremendously cute.
Wait, you're like a princess?
We had no idea. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry Lon acted like such a royal idiot.
I'm not royal.
Oh, and I'm his older sister, Rain.
You don't deny you're an idiot, though.
Exactly.
At first, I suspected that you might be agents sent here by Bahamut. I was wrong. You stood up bravely against their mirages and kept our town safe. All of Cornelia thanks you.
Oh, I wouldn't say we were that brave. Really.
Stop, you're so modest. Still, the fact of the matter is, we didn't do anything all that outstanding.
Yeah, we're more the in-standing types.
Huh? I'm pretty sure that in-standing isn't in actual the word.
Oh, forgive me. It's just so hard to believe that you two are the stuff of prophecies.
Prophecies? Oh, that's right. I think I heard the townsfolk going on about some kind of prophecy too.
Oh, I am sorry. If you will permit me, I will explain it from the beginning. You see, Cornelia is an unfederated state midway up Grimoire.
Unfederated?
Yes. Let me explain that as well. The majority of Grimoire's countries and municipalities have annexed themselves to the Bahamutian Federation under the rule of Brandalis, the Herald King. Cornelia, however, has continued to maintain its sovereignty. The Federation has made attempts to erode this stance countless times, but we have held our ground, and now Bahamut has taken to armed provocation.
You mean like that mirage attack before?
Yes.
So where does this prophecy factor in?
The Azure Prophecy speaks of a divergence. When time begins its march anew, they shall return as visitors, giants from the hills of a world not our own. Upon Grimoire, they will wreak two divergent futures. One that brings salvation, and the other ruin, an enigma to confound even the highest mind.
The giants may wreak two futures?
Reek, huh? Oh, man! Tama, this prophecy's about you!
What? What are you even talking about? There's nothing wrong with the way I smell! You big the dummy!
Well, at least I'm dumber than you!
I'm sorry, Your Highness. I'm afraid there's just no hope for them. So, the giants from the hills, as in Ninewood Hills? I guess it's one of those believe what you want to things, but yeah, so far, it does seem to match up. Do you mind if I ask you a slightly awkward question? If this federation is really so terrible, why have so many countries agreed to become members?
Most of the mirages in Grimoire, not all, but certainly most of them, are now firmly under the Federation's control. With such a powerful army behind them, citizens can go about their lives without fearing the mirages that still roam free.
Dude, they control that many mirages? Seriously?
Yes! Dude.
Whoa.
King Brandalis' herald lieutenants, known as Sigwardus and Pelennor, command all of Grimoire's mirages with the same authority as the famous Queen of the Keepers of ages past.
So there was a Queen of the Keepers? Sounds like she was pretty powerful.
Yes, but that was more than a century ago.
So, sorry for the string of dumb questions, but if the Federation can guarantee that kind of absolute protection, wouldn't it be worthwhile to take them up on their offer?
It may seem wise, but you see, membership in the Federation involves following their laws and adoption of a heinous creed. It chills me right to the marrow of my bones.
That bad?
Yes. I beg you, see for yourselves. Once you have done so, well, you will understand.
All right then.
Now then, may I ask what the two of you intend to do next?
Well, whatever's going on out there, the only thing we can do right now is just keep rounding up more mirages, am I right?
Oh? Apparently, at one time we commanded a whole legion of them. But somehow, we lost them along with our memories. So, we're hoping by getting the mirages back, we might stumble on some clues about our past.
That's right. So if mirages like those goblins are bugging you, we can lay down the smack.
Lay down the what?
I think what he's trying to say is we'll help you out, or at least in the best way we know how.
Oh, wonderful. You have my thanks. Mine and all Cornelia's.
Still, if we're going to be any help, don't you think we need to beef up our arsenal first? 'Cause we can't put up much of a fight without some strong mirages.
Good point. Princess, do you know of any nearby places where strong mirages live?
Certainly. If you travel to the northeast of Cornelia, you'll find the Nether Nebula, a network of caverns inhabited by many wild mirages.
Ooh, nice.
Not at all. Savage mirages have been sighted in the nebula. You may well end up dead.
That's cool.
If you insist upon going, then please take the utmost caution.
He will, Your Highness. Otherwise, he's gonna be extremely sorry.
Wait a minute, why just me? What did I do?
Existed. And yeah, Princess Sarah, and that one I'm familiar with. I've never played 1 or 3.
No, nor have I.
It looks like we'll need to wind our way down to reach the exit.
Seems that way. What a funny way to build a town.
Oh, it's not that strange to the people of Grimoire. Hey, while we're here, why don't we ask around town and to see what we can find out?
Well, as I live and breathe, I've been around for quite a long time, but I've never in my life seen a giant who wasn't part of the Bahamutian army.
But you have seen giants.
Well, as I live...
Oops.
Now.
Same.
Yeah, some of them will be the same. Some of them might be different. That's a new person.
So is this?
The giants from the hills weren't just a legend after all. Wowzers! That would mean, according to the prophecy, who cares about prophecies? The important thing is wowzers!
Wozers.
If we cooperated with
Yeah, we've talked to him.
Come.
He's all like, what side should we pick?
I knew if I became...
Okay, let's talk to the obvious one.
What am I gonna do? Oh, say, you wouldn't happen to be the giants from the hills by any chance, would you? You see, there's a situation I'm dealing with where I could really use your assistance, since you must know mirages so well. Could I trouble you to please bring me an earth hammer? If you could, I would be forever in your debt.
Accept this quest to deliver 1 earth hammer. That's something I think we will get as we go to the Nether Nebula.
It's a mini venture.
Yeah, best helm in the realm. I also quite like this little walkway up here we can't access.
Have you noticed it's the 2 people from the train?
Yeah, we keep seeing little people. They're very cute. Everyone is very cute.
You have to marvel at the princess's stubbornness. After all, joining the Federation would guarantee her kingdom's safety and prosperity. Of course, you won't catch me going along with the Federation either. That's the whole reason I left my hometown to come here.
Many people who stand opposed to the Federation
have abandoned their hometowns and fled here to Cornelia. Do you think that could be the reason that the Bahamutian army has become so much more aggressive lately?
Could be.
You know what I can't wrap my head around? There are actually people out there who've agreed to go along with those Federation tyrants. I don't know why anyone even trusts what they have to say. Huh? What's this thing?
Oh, I was hoping a path might link thee up here.
Hey, Tama!
Wait up!
We're back in Ninewood Hills?
You see, the gate here doesn't connect to just the area. All throughout Grimoire, you'll find places. Save the locations that lead back here. Open the way to come and to go as you please.
And how exactly do we do that?
You already saw. Just walk up to the right place, and that's all it takes.
But surely a means of transportation that handy must come with a catch?
No, the catch! You can use the gate as little or much as you like. What's more, time in here and time in Grimoire, they don't both flow at the same speed. So whatever crisis is going down, you can put it on hold and kick back here till you're ready.
Whoa! It's like magic!
Yeah, really irresponsible magic.
Just imagine revisiting any place we've been. Call it the Super Porta Park.
We will not.
Are you kidding? That name definitely gets an F.
He deserves an H.
An H? But grades only go down to F.
Extra. Read all about it.
What do you want here, Seraphie?
In case you're wondering, you can use the prism case anywhere you find one of these gates.
Oh, I think I get it now. Gates are what you meant when you talked about a strong connection.
Huh? Oh, right. That's the gist of it.
The gates. Throughout Grimoire, you will find shining gates like the one you see here. Approaching a gate will connect it to the main gate in Ninewood Hills. Once it's linked up, you can use the gate to travel anywhere you've already been.
Oh yeah, that fast travel. Exit gates are special one-way doors for leaving dungeons, so they're not accessible from the main gate in Ninewood Hills.
They're just shortcuts out.
Yeah, it's the thing we like that other games do sometimes, where they just go, this is definitely the end, you can now go.
The adventure log. As you progress through the story, a chronicle of your travels is recorded in the game menu's adventure log. If you haven't dropped by Grimoire in a while, this is a great way to catch up. Select mini ventures to have a peek. Oh, sorry, you're reading this.
Select mini ventures to have a peek at quests and errands you've undertaken. Naturally, you can stop by to check your progress, but you can also collect quest rewards here too. Because we just picked one up. A quest,
So
not a
we
reward.
get the reward from the menu rather than the actual character who we spoke to, presumably.
Yes, we're just linking up a fast travel network. Not useful now, but comes useful later.
Okay, to the Nether Nebula.
They even give you nice little warnings like that.
You said it.
Chocobo feathers! You scared me! You're not with the Bahamutian army, are you? You see, the Bahamutian soldiers are all giants like you.
Did you know that train is used to carry wood from the forest? Not only that, mages in training use it all the time too.
Oh. Because the little Lulikans that walked past us were wearing like hoods.
Oh, yes, chat. I'm sure I'll have plenty more land moments flipping my lines at some point. Can I talk to this guy? I can.
If you get
It's really, really zoomed out.
toxins will gradually drain your HP. Make sure you deal with poison early by using an antidote. Here, this one's for you.
Free antidote.
Can I talk to you again and get more?
Just the one.
Oh. Leave the Cornelia region. It's just... I wasn't actually paying attention to the radar in the corner there. Oh no, it does end there.
Yeah.
Can I get to those chocolate chicks? They look cute.
Just decorative chocobos.
Chapter 3. Old Acquaintances.
Using the map. Press the touchpad while in a dungeon. It displays a map of your surroundings. Not only does the map help you get your bearings, it also lists your destination, the location of gates and save crystals, and even includes a list of mirages you've discovered nearby, which is actually tremendously useful. You unlock each map as soon as you enter an area.
Oh, yeah.
She said the Nether Nebula is somewhere northeast of Cornelia, right?
Time to go hustle and rustle a little mirage muscle.
Just don't hustle so much that you get yourself lost, okay? I might just leave you there.
When's the last time I got...
Don't push it.
Okay.
Lan probably gets lost all the time, but yes, we're now in the open wilds outside Cornelia. And yes, I love that it's like there's land in the sky. What?
Yeah, we get to see more of that.
So clean.
Yeah, right?
Yahoo!
You're a Yahoo!
No, Rain, you need to shout for it to work. Yahoo!
She's not joining in.
No. I was just trying to figure out there if the portraits matched our status as giant or Lilican, and they do.
Okay.
So when we're Lilican, we get little Lilican portraits with the exaggerated
When the
emotions
speech
on the
is
faces.
coming up, yeah.
And so there's two sets at all times. So they've sort of done the emotional states of the characters for the portraits for every line in the game twice. Interesting. Well, I say interesting. Oh yeah, map.
Yeah, so our objective is to the right. There's also something to the left.
No mirages discovered. Portability treasure trove is useful here. Is that the one we have?
Yeah, it's the strolling around one, so like might be items in bushes and rocks, and you could also check it out on the Mirage board, yeah.
That's for signing, that's not what I want to do. It's obviously still at the beginning of the game, we've barely got any characters yet. So how do you find out about the stroll ability? Like, about finding items, I mean. Just, I'm wondering how we're going to know another character does that.
Going the wrong way first?
Yeah, just a little.
Oh, are we not allowed?
Doesn't let us, okay.
Doesn't let us.
Like everything about this game, I love the music as well.
It looks really good still as well, because it's, you know, a couple of years old at this point. There's a chest.
Another 3 potions, fantastic. The Nether Nebula.
Be careful. The mirages in here are a lot stronger than any you faced before.
Yeah, let's not mess around in the Never Nebba thinganabob.
Nether Nebula. Do you think you can do something about that habit of forgetting the name of virtually everything?
I think Ran has a point.
Yes, this is our first, like, proper dungeon in a traditional sense.
Oh, here's another gate.
That's the right. Gates that usually turn up in towns or at the start of most mirage-infested areas. You never have to travel far to visit a place you've been. Whenever you want to get from point the A to point the B, just use the gate as a handy little shortcut.
A shortcut, huh?
So, like, if we wanted to go back to Cornelia right this instant, we could just take this gate back to Ninewood Hills, then we can take the gate from there to Cornelia. You see?
All in all, it makes for a pretty short shortcut.
Yeah! If it were hair, you'd have to call it a buzz cut!
Okay.
I'm thinking Raiden's joke of shortcut was already better.
Yeah. Well, let's examine it. But we don't need to go back, right?
No, I don't think so. Libra Mirror Jewel.
I was wondering if we were going to get a tutorial on mirror jewels. Mirror jewels have been added to our arsenal. Mirror jewels are made by extracting your mirage's abilities and crystallizing them into gemstones that impart those same abilities to Rain and Lan.
As the twins fulfill certain conditions like raising their levels, they'll unlock more mirror jewel slots. Eventually they'll be able to equip up to 8 mirror jewels apiece. So yes, you could now give that to Rain in the abilities-ish menu, I think, and she'll also be able to Libra. There you go.
Right, when Rain and Lan equip mirror jewels, they temporarily gain those abilities. If you've got a stack you like, but need just one more piece to unlock a more powerful ability, mirror jewels are a great way to make up the difference. You can unlock mirror jewels on mirage boards or find them in treasure chests. So should we go and do that now, do you think?
Sorry, Tama the Fox says, but what if you something more closer than a buzz cut? Wouldn't it be a bald cut? Abilities?
Mirror jewels.
Oh, is it mirror jewels? Oh yes, okay. But yeah, they can do 2. But it was the Libra one, which would be most useful for Rain.
While equipped allows Lan or Rain to use this ability, which is of course Libra.
And now they can both do it, and yes, you don't have to, but you unlock them by getting to different levels, and then the very last 2 are special story-based unlocks.
Yes, Doga's Artifact, Rat Tail, Griffin's Heart, Une's Mirror.
Oof.
Fight!
It's a warning game.
Come on, bring it!
New mirages, new mirages. Now everyone can Libra. Which is useful because there's 2 types. We've got mini golems.
And Mandragora.
Physical attacks. That's easy.
Yep. Oh.
Yep.
Not that one. Oh, can't I override who I attack?
This is why I prefer classic, admittedly. You can control exactly what you're doing.
Hang on, how do I do that? In basic, I mean. It's left and right on the
Yeah. You still want to hit one of them and get one, so you're good. Prismatunity. He resisted. How dare you? Doesn't go away right away. This time, now that it's not story-based, that we can't do it.
Yeah. We'll just try that again. We can probably get it to a more imprisonable state, but
I think it's that the lower their health is, the more imprisonable they are, but when they're just at the edge of dying anyway, it's quite tough to get that little extra hit. That's why sometimes you can de-stack because individual members do less damage and then you don't kill them. But I suspect you'd kill it anyway by accident is the problem. Come on, imprison.
We could also maybe heal it and then hit it again.
Yes, I suppose.
Go!
Alan has a go.
And I think it's like a pure dice roll. It's a chance.
Probably speed it up a bit. Well, I'm starting to think we don't need two of them, do we?
No, you can get rid of the other one so it isn't hitting you. How dare you?
Okay, let's try destacking like you were saying. Haven't done that yet.
Unstack.
Unstack, there it is. And then hopefully we can do a very light physical attack on one of them.
You're currently
skip a turn by defending. And then I can attack.
You're with rain now, yeah.
Maybe with the Choco Chick. So defend with rain.
You've got two chances, so if the Choco Chick accidentally kills one of them.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard. It's
Okay.
like you're probably better off just prisming. Or you could try the heal and attack tactic.
Can I heal yet? I suppose I've got potions.
It might be a bit of a waste. It does seem like a waste. You could also restack and you should gain your stability back now, I think.
I can do that. I'm just going to give it a go. 500?
Yeah.
Attack? Oh, that's definitely stronger.
Yeah. There we go. You're mine.
We did it!
That wasn't so bad.
That was tolerable.
Yeah, I was going to say, yes, we used a potion, but it's like, by the end of the game, you're swimming in potions that you don't need. So this is a new mirage.
This is the mini golem. A mirage that looks like someone stapled a set of arms and legs to a head. Likes changing its enemies while singing, "Go, go, Golem body slam." But seriously, who doesn't?
Yeah, looks good. And a cat like little ears that are pointy rocks.
So do we need to do anything? Do we need to heal ourselves? Probably not. We're not actually that bad. I suppose Big Stack Earl could do with maybe a little healing.
I take it we don't have any M's yet. Mirages, I wasn't keeping track of them. No,
Nope.
they're still all S's.
Because if a mirage heals 500, that seems excessive.
A potion.
Sorry, yes. Let's just see if we can make do, because it said there were stronger enemies, but it didn't seem like that much of a big deal.
I love a good adventure. Come on, sis. Let's follow this rabbit hole as far as it goes.
Yeah, fine. Just behave yourself.
That's chat telling us there that Cure is known by Tama.
Admittedly, yes, once you have Cure, and then you just get your AP points back automatically.
Right, let's do this.
We'll have another go of this one, which we didn't even Libra.
Well, let's ameliorate that right now by Libraing the Mandragora. And it says...
Physical attacks to create Prismatunity, as we discovered, really doesn't have a lot of hit points.
Should we destack to hit it, do you think?
Yeah, you can give it a go. Leaf Dagger. Man, we need to unlock that ability. Just give it a poke. Or slap. There we go. Yeah, you could try a second just play an attack.
Actually,
just
not seeing Cure.
to level up the ability to imprison it.
Hit it again then?
Yeah. I don't think Tama does a lot of damage on their own. Yeah, only 50. And it had 150, so now we can imprison it. Textbook.
Yatta.
Well, that ought to do it.
Leveling up.
Oh, even the mini golem. No money.
Well, this is the Mandragora. Mandragoras live all over the world. These little guys may look cute, but don't touch. They're poisonous. While no one's ever sighted one in the process of growing, you can never be too safe. So if you see two floppy leaves sticking up, be smart and don't yank them. How's it like the idea it lives underground? Cute.
Mandragora.
Yeah, do you want to see if you can level up some characters?
Can do, yeah.
I think that would be an idea at this point.
Also just think, what things do we have? Because yes, we could do with a character with cure. Boom. Tama is level 3 to be fair as well, so should have some fair amount of SP to spend.
Has 2 SP. I honestly forget how you get SP.
Leveling up. No, can't do that quite yet.
I think
What
if you
about
shoulder button, you can just go between the...
Oh yeah, I probably can, can't I? Yeah. Oh, cycle characters, yeah. Oh, it only has one form. That's interesting.
Yep, mini golem. It flies so low.
Oh, it has a big ol' mirage board.
So we have to get body slam. Because you have to follow the lines.
Might as well learn it since I'm here.
And then we have other options for later.
I could afford a blank space. That's it. Let's do in and out. There we go. We do now have a character with cure as an ability. Fantastic.
And like with Libra, it'll be good for everyone to have that eventually.
Yeah. Actually, let's just leave it there.
Yeah, that's fine. That's just because we're looking a little low. Yeah,
Come
can
to
we
think of it, why don't I
ability
use
in the menu? Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can. A cure. Okay, that's to give it a shortcut triangle to use. And I just heal the stacks. Because my other question was going to be, do I have to cure them individually? Or can I just go cure stack?
How do we only get one free use between battles?
Well, it uses AP.
Oh, yeah. I have to wait for that to come back.
It's barely effective, though. We're probably okay for another battle.